Hello, friends. It's very difficult to get my head in the picture in most things, so I'll have to kneel. So today is feeding, or right now is feeding time for the dogs, and today I am choosing to give the dogs a treat, and they're gonna get wonderful chicken drumsticks. Look, Tor. Oh, you good boy. Here, have one as a sample. Here, Kelly. You have one too. Good girl. Okay. So, just divvy this up. As you can tell, Tor's a lot bigger than Khaleesi, so he gets a lot more than she does. What is necessary to keep him fed, it would just be too much and she'd probably get fat or something. So, let's just there. That looks pretty good to me. Rinse my hands and puddles when you're camping out. Anywhere where there's a little puddle is a perfect place to wash your hands if you need to. Okay. Now, will that be enough for Kelly? Should I give her another, maybe a small wing or a small drumstick? There. That looks pretty good. Hello, my beautiful doggies. Let's give you some lovely food. Okay. Now, just to show you how well behaved Tor is. Okay, sit, Tor. Good boy. Good boy. Lie down. Okay, no, hold on. You can do it with the bowl. Okay, lie down. Good boy. There you go. There's a good boy. Okay, Kelly, you come over here and have your ash up. Maybe I'll keep you in line for the camera. There you go, my girl. Good boy. So doggies are fed, and now it's time to feed me. And just give you a perspective. There's my bedroom over there, the door open, window, whatever, from a distance. Just give you different perspectives of where I am and what I'm doing. And then it's over behind here where the trench was being dug by Doug. So that's kind of neat. It's kind of interesting because I have Doug, who's dug the trench, and I have Terry, who tears out stuff and builds my fencing. So it's kind of neat how the names match. I years ago on that topic, just deviating a bit, way like early 90s, when there were no professional piercers anywhere except for I had to go to San Francisco to Gauntlet. Jim Ward and Drew Ward, most amazing people, still have contact with them. Excellent people. And anyway, so I went there to get some piercings done, and their assistant's name was Karen Hurt. That was kind of novel. But anyways, where am I going? I'm not really going anywhere with anything. Here I'm just babbling on for fun. I have no purpose behind what I'm saying. I'm just, oh, there was a hummingbird, and I'm guessing it was flying over near my plants because they're in little red cups suspended. So maybe I have to get on to putting up hummingbird feeders. I have them somewhere. It's just a matter of can I find them. So feeling good. I'm feeling good. Feeling very positive. The most beautiful thing about being where I am in, like, physically, but in my situation is, it's, you can't really call it a rock bottom by any means. I mean, bottoms can keep going and going and going, but it's a good place to be to recalibrate everything. And also the stress of the last year has also been a great situation to look back on in hindsight, to, while I'm recalibrating, to really feel what's in my heart, and what motivates me now, and what do I want to do and what do I want not to do that I did before, and so on. It's a complete recalibration for me that I welcome and I am extremely appreciative of. I feel a lot of gratitude to the universe for my circumstance. I feel it's a gift, and I I mean, I'm in abundance. I'm in a place of abundance. I'm in a very tight situation. My finances are extremely limited, and I have to be very, very careful with what I do with the little bit that I have, because I have many things to do that are quite expensive, such as right now getting the hydro lines put in. Ditches have to be dug, trenches, and have to be laid in the boxes and so on. And I don't, I really go, in this case, you don't mess around. You go for the best, because this is something that's your foundation, that ideally is going to last kind of sort of forever. And I want that to be done properly. So, yeah, it's a lot of money. Each thing hovers around the 10,000 mark. Each little element, 7 to 10,000, and there's many of them to be done. There's the trench, and then the hydro, and then the hookup, which has to go to a few places, and then, well, I've got my driveway in and my driveway access, got my address, although everything's being redirected at the moment until I get my mailbox put up, because I had to do the moving and put that as a priority. And after that, coming up very soon, is the well being dug. That's going to be my most expensive one thing. Been quoted roughly 25,000 ish, and it could be more expensive because of casings and other equipment that's gone up in price. And of course, it's over 300 feet that has to be dug or drilled. So that's a biggie, but clean water is an absolute necessity. I think the water is more important than the hydro. I could get by hypothetically without hydro, and I'm doing it at the moment, but I couldn't get by without water. Maybe in the winter, because I could melt snow, but otherwise it's not a great thing. So that's an important one. Septic tank, so that eventually flush toilets and run sinks and taps and things, and have them drain, gray water system, and so on. So those are the things I've got to get together, and including, we've chosen to, most of you who have been watching know, but for anyone that hasn't and is new to watching what I'm doing, as you can tell, I'm wiping mosquitoes away from me. Right now is more mosquito. Oh, there's black flies too. So what the hell was I just talking about? Seeing mosquitoes and black flies just distracted me. Yeah, so I need all these basics in for my infrastructure so I can function. But yeah, we need somewhere to sleep, and Raven is renting a little room somewhere to stay away from the stress of things, because she's still healing from her hysterectomy because of her cancer. And she's not a complainer. She's a very proactive. She's researching and diving into things. But I'll tell you, I can't even imagine. Like, she's in constant pain, constant. It has not stopped. It's sometimes worse than other times, and this is not the place for her. This is not the place for her. Sleeping in the cold and sleeping bags and whatever. If she was in good shape and wasn't fighting off cancer and this healing from the surgery, then that's another story. She would probably possibly enjoy it. but it's not the place for her right now. So it means that we're separate, which is not fun, but it is better for me to get things done, to be on my own. Um, but yeah, this is kind of my main yard area at the moment. There's water troughs that I'm going to use for raised garden beds, and a couple of wooden ones over this way. And then over behind the truck is, well, a little sitting area, but then eventually we'll just walk over, is where I'm going to be putting our, I never know what you call these damn things. Everyone calls them different things, but a trailer that you camp in, so to speak. And it's a company kind of thing. It's going to be mostly for my business. I've got this specific one because I can tattoo out of a specific room that's got a door on it. So everything will be perfect. So yeah, this is my area that the trailer is going to be put, and we need to have hydro coming to here, and eventually water hooked up as well for the trailer. So will be our little living area for quite some time while we slowly build, depending on how long that takes. And then there's everything from there, from this perspective. So just kind of an orientation. There's Tor. He's ate those drumsticks really fast. So did Khaleesi. So here we are. A little bit of sun's coming through the clouds. It's been kind of on and off, pouring rain, then sun, pouring rain, then sun. And then the rest of the time it's just been kind of cloudy, sunny, cloudy, sunny. And right now, like most of the time, when the sun goes down a bit, it cuts through the clouds, the cloud cover, and I get a lovely little bit of warmth and brightness before the nighttime comes. So that was the main reason for me putting this video on, is to not get into too much other stuff, but just to say hello and just give you a walk around and stuff. But yeah, it's been an interesting life experience, and I'm really, really welcoming it. I do want to, on a couple of the videos, really dive into the situation, and it's not a complaint. I've mentioned that in a few other videos. I'm not into complaining. It defeats any purpose of moving forwards. It creates its own, to me, my opinion, it creates a negative energy, and it's just like adding water to a pot, to like quicksand or something. You're just going to make it muckier and deeper, and it's much better. Yes, definitely face your feelings, experience those emotions that you need to experience, anger or sadness or whatever, but don't get stuck identifying with it and dwelling in it, because then you become it. So I guess I should just give you guys there's the dogs having their play fight after they have put food in their belly. But so I'll leave that in the background while I talk. The dogs are happy, I'm happy. That's the main thing. But yeah, so I do want to go into some of that, and I've mentioned before as well, it's for the purpose of revealing ourselves so people know where we're coming from when we speak or post something, but also for anyone that might have parallel situations, and therefore they know they're not on their own. And yeah, there's just many reasons I want to reveal things, but most of all, some people I think have been surprised by some of my earlier comments, and some have even suggested that I don't connect my comments to my artwork in any way, or association between the two, and maybe post comments with a different name. And amazing friend who suggested it, and I really appreciate the suggestion, and I thought about it for sure, considered the idea. But me, I'm not. That's this is me. This is who I am. I've always been me. I haven't spoke out as much in earlier years, but I did a lot of things, which I'll also reveal over time, uh, for the community, for whichever community we were in at the time. We've always been movers and shakers. Some people would say shit disturbers, but always for the positive. The thing is, when you bring new things into an old paradigm, it does not matter. People are going to resist it. It always will happen. It always has happened. Um, average people do not like change, do not like new things. It doesn't matter what. If it's for the better, I mean, just go into think about Tesla. And I don't mean Elon Musk's company where he stole the name. I mean actually Tesla, who was an inventor, among other things. He wasn't liked by a lot of people, Watson and others. Uh, he was a threat to those who were raking in the bucks. And that's one of the biggest things that gets in the way in this time period and any other consistent basis. So, you know, I'm fairly well educated in an overall sense. Raven and I have spent our lifetimes that we've been together heavily researching something or other. And then you take that 40 years and piece it together. We've covered a lot of territory. So we have a wide bandwidth of experience, direct experience that we've delved into over our lives. We've always been open to new experiences. So we're not a closed off, calcified piece of hard, lifeless, whatever. We keep ourselves green. We keep ourselves living. We keep scraping away at the hard surface that tends to form to create, to find new sprouts growing. That's always been the case. And like I said, creates a lot of resistance in some people. And I understand fear. It's not like I'm just new to it or anything. But it's not really an excuse to just conform for the sake of conforming. And I understand. I'm not judging anyone. And I'm speaking in the abstract here, not about a certain time period or event. But we are in a bind right now, the world, and something has to change. I'm not going to say what I think or what I feel in this video. It's just, I think most of you will agree, some changes have to be done. Things are not being dealt with properly, and there's massive failure on the part of the government. In our case, we'll just talk about the Canadian government. Massive failure there, and they're hiding behind their own weakness and bullshit and motivations that they don't want us to know. That's what I see. That's what I feel, and I'm calling it. But yeah, unless we all find a common ground, a common goal, and come together and work together, we're always going to just be at different odds and different sides of the, creating new tensions, and we're not going to get anywhere in that case. So just things to think about. Anyways, I'm not going to go on anymore. I'm almost at 20 minutes. So I'll, somewhere around that, I'll got a minute left. I'll stop this and I'll start another one tomorrow morning. I want to try and do lots of these posts. Some will be shorter, some will be longer. And I'll put them on YouTube, and then I'll transfer them over to Facebook. And I'll do little teeny posts on Instagram. But if you're on Instagram and you see a little short video, go onto YouTube or Facebook for my full length ones. Okay. See you guys. Love you guys all. And, give me some good feedback. Tell me how you're doing.